Hi, this is Wayne Goldsmith. I'm going to talk again today a little bit about my book, The Talent Myth, Why Talent Isn't Worth Shit. And in the book I talk about championship choices, the 10 choices that we as coaches, as parents, as teachers can help young players, young athletes to understand and to help them be all that they choose to be. One of the early championship choices that I list in the book is that of inquisitiveness. And it may not strike you immediately on why that's so important. Why would inquisitiveness be a championship choice? Well, I'll explain it to you. Quite often it's been traditional in sport, in teaching, in so many areas of learning that we say to athletes, I want you to do this, and they go and do it. We want you to do 10 laps of that, and they go and do 10 laps of that. We want you to lift that 15 times, and they lift it 15 times. And they're very much, if you like, executing my program, your program, executing the coach's program or a plan that's been designed and developed specifically for that program. As they get older, however, what I'd like to see athletes do is to do the work, but with an inquisitive nature, meaning as they're doing it, they start to ask questions of themselves. I wonder what would happen if I did that, what would happen? If I went left instead of right, I wonder what would happen there. If I did 2 more, what would happen? If I did this next one a little bit faster, would that be better or worse? It's an incredibly important skill to develop. And it's a very, very powerful choice for players to learn, young athletes to learn, because it has such monumental impact on the outcome of their training sessions. If you've got kids who, let's say, are in their mid-teens, 14, 15, 16, and all they do is, tell me what to do, coach. If you say 5, I'll do 5. If you say 8, I'll do 8. I'll just follow instructions. How do they ever become extraordinary? How do they realize their potential if all they do is do what you tell them? Whereas if they start to take ownership and responsibility and start to ask simple questions of themselves like, you know what, this is great, but I wonder what would happen if they're inquisitive, if they're really engaged with the work that they're doing, their learning is far more effective. Their rate of improvement, without doubt, becomes more effective. They become decision makers and problem solvers, which is such critically important skills in sports like football, in any team sports for that matter. So one of the championship choices I talk about a lot in the book is that of inquisitiveness. Now you can foster that as a coach, as a parent, by saying to them, hey, we're going to do 10, but what I'd like you to do is the first 5, just think about, is there a better way of doing this? Maybe on the last 2, ask yourself, is there a different way I could do this? Give them, if you like, permission. Make them feel safe to take a few chances, to ask a few questions of themselves, to become more engaged in questioning not you, but questioning the way that they're doing what they do, with the aim of them getting more out of the work that they're doing, getting more benefit out of the work that they're completing. Inquisitiveness, a very underrated, incredibly important championship choice.